Hello, my friends, and welcome once again to tonight's episode of the League of Amazing Adventurers here on Tabletop Rolls. It's a Pathfinder 2e homebrew pulp adventure game, and today I am joined, of course, by our fabulous cast of people. Some might say it's the best cast. I say it's the best cast, because they are. We have Matthew as Chip. Oh, my voice just cracked.
These things happen.
Be nice to rats.
Be nice to rats.
Rat people are people.
No, just rats. Just rats.
Just rats. Okay, fair enough. We have McKenna as Nim.
Woo, hello.
We have Cooper as Lynx.
Hello.
We have Cassandra, also known as Abby. I almost thought Abby. My brain just went Abby as Cassandra as Abby. I'm very wrong on that one.
Interchangeable at this point.
Yes. And off screen right now, probably playing with their dog, is Shy as Ray. And of course, that is Ray's patented chaos. If you have been following the hashtag TabletopTober on Twitter and all of McKenna's amazing artwork, you would have seen a fabulous photo of Ray yesterday riding a llama, or an alpaca.
I think it's an alpaca.
It's an alpaca. I just can't remember my own lore for some reason.
The one who drew it thinks it's an alpaca.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I can't be sure.
Today we found a lovely back shot of Nim in their fabulous cloak.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
lovely cloak.
But let's talk about last week. Last time on the League of Amazing Adventurers, our curious consortium of heroes managed to get themselves some tickets to the theater. Upon their arrival, they were treated to a lovely play until the final act, when the leading actress of the play was found murdered on stage. Soon after, the playwright's ghost appeared to the party and the rest of the audience, proclaiming that they would all be stuck into this museum and theater until their play was completed and the murderer was discovered. Our party decided to get on that themselves, and they followed some clues, discovered the fact that the leading lady had been poisoned, and after a bit of searching and issues running through the crowd of people, they eventually discovered another clue with the help of the Scarlet Knight, a vigilante.
Who is definitely Nim's friend.
That, they went back towards the stage to discover another dead body that had fallen out from a rafter sort of entry point. And they continued to then pursue the killer, who turned out to be the play's leading man, who wanted his girlfriend to be leading opposite to him. A fight ensues, and our party successfully knocked them out, except for the woman who decided to burst into flames upon being knocked out.
You want it to be a star.
Because it's actors, man. That's what they do.
Dramatic little shits.
And upon discovering that, they were able to complete the play, where Cassandra read the final monologue, and the ghost of the playwright confirmed that those were in fact Cassandra's words that she said.
Oof.
The next day comes now, and we'll rejoin the party. The city of Brightal is abuzz with energy. The streets are crowded as people prepare for the annual Bar Holla Tournament the Barroom Brawlers League puts on yearly, where teams of adventurers and fighters compete for prizes and glory. The tournament itself is 6 days, ending with a massive festival on the 7th. Think Oktoberfest combined with Mardi Gras.
Hell yeah.
As people swarm the streets, creating a claustrophobic cacophony of movement, we see Lynx making their way through the streets. Lynx, why don't you give us a short description of your character and tell us how you're dealing with the crowd?
Well, Lynx himself is about 5'7" tall, so he's pretty average. He's very lanky, very thin. He only weighs about 150 pounds. And this 87-year-old elf doesn't really look that old. He looks about maybe early 20s. He himself not a big fan of crowds, not a big fan of people. So you've got this this guy that definitely stands out with a scar under one eye, the blind eye on his left side, just kind of trying to make his way through the crowd without bumping into too many people. He's certainly used to being a Cyclops by now and absolutely doesn't have much issue with this. But of course, he doesn't exactly look inviting, especially if there are any youths on the street.
And there are many youths on the street. There are children playing.
Too
People
many.
Those darn youths.
chasing after candies are being thrown about. A number of people throwing beads around. It's crazy.
Poor thing. He's probably very upset. Children, as we all know, are kind of the worst.
True.
That's very true. Eventually, Lynx, you will make it to the Conservatory of Adventure and Arts. Specifically, you will make it to Professor Chip's office, where the party will be waiting for you, as you've all been summoned there once again by Gallant Grixley, the head of the League of Amazing Adventurers. Before I describe what the room has become, why don't we get a short description of the rest of the party? We'll start with Chip, and we'll work our way down.
Well, at this particular moment, Chip, a dignified-looking rat folk in a dapper waistcoat, with a pair of nice spectacles perched on his snout, is looking a tad perturbed because he does not really appreciate the fact that his office has turned into a de facto meeting place for this strange party we have, despite the fact that he's still being a good host and serving everyone tea. At his belt can be occasionally caught a glimpse of a lovely revolver, which recently has had a magical rune inscribed on it to give it a little more stopping power.
Mm-hmm.
He does take. He is bringing tea around to everyone. He stops, hands a cup to Nim, puts a cup near Ray. Curious what the reaction will be, and then walks over and hands cup to Cassandra, and then notices Lynx and entering. He's like, oh, one moment, I'll have to get another cup.
As you do that, let me explain what has happened to your office, Chip. Exactly.
Oh no!
All of Chip's possessions have been moved, and his workstation has been moved onto a child-sized, school desk.
Oh.
As Gallant Grixley has effectively taken over your desk, and above it placed a mounted Jabberwocky head.
No class. I am
No
bored.
class.
He's also replaced your very comfortable sort of chair that you had with this very ostentatious, twirling wet leather chair with, fine brown leather and, golden sort of, pins in it.
So this is the big bad of the campaign. This Galley.
No, he's just
that's evil.
He's just slowly taking over Chip's office.
Yeah, it's fine.
I lean in to Lynx when he arrives and I hand him his tea. Do you have any of that poison left still?
Well, I make a few every day. Why?
You know what? Never mind. Never mind. I wander off.
As you are wandering,
Lynx will raise an eyebrow.
Let's take a look at Nim. Nim, why don't you describe your character for us?
Oh, Nim is sitting rimrod straight backed in her chair on the edge of the seat, just kind of uncomfortable to be hanging out in a professor's classroom, sipping her tea and letting the steam just completely fog over her big old round glasses. They've got those librarian chains on them.
Oh, nice.
The real nerdy ones, and she's got little stars and planets that decorate the chain.
That's adorable.
Yeah, she's pretty tall, but she's trying to sit there and make herself as small as possible.
Fair enough. Next up, why don't we have Cassandra give us a short description of themselves?
Yeah, so Cassandra she's a Duskwalker elf, so she's on her second life. She has like white hair, really big eyes that just kind of like take in everything around her. But right now, she seems kind of like off in space as she sits there with her cup of tea, not quite drinking it, just thinking, pondering the recent events that have transpired, and what they might mean for her and her life, and knowing about her previous life a little bit more, which she's not 100% into, especially considering what that implies.
Not happy that your first life force was used to power a weapon of mass destruction?
Not at all.
Fair enough.
She's bliss with Cassandra, which is ironic considering she's a lore oracle.
Mm-hmm. No, some people might have an issue with that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And of course, then we also have, with a steaming hot cup of tea in front of her, Ray. Ray, why don't you describe yourselves to our audience? And
Ray is like a solid 4'8". She wears boots that give her a solid inch, and she likes to wear pantaloons, short pantaloons. She has tight red pin curls that go to her shoulder and bright orange eyes. She's an elf, so she's got itty bitty elf ears sticking out. She looks like a 10-year-old, but she's in fact a lot of years old. And she just is sitting there, legs crossed, and like pinky out, sips the tea, just like observing everybody. She seems to be in a very chipper mood.
For all you Genshin people, Ray is our Klee.
Oh yeah, also her hands are wrapped with whatever wrapping of magic we got last.
Yeah.
So
The remnant of embers.
Yeah, also she has a band-aid just sitting right here on her cheek. It looked like she got into a pretty rough night. Daintily sipping tea.
For her.
He's out.
If with the roommate.
But
Yep.
yes. This entire room almost has had basically, it's noticeable that Gallant has made himself feel very at home in this office. As he sits beneath the large mounted Jabberwocky head, he kind of turns to all of you. He says, great, you're all here now. We can begin. Davrith, where are you? And he kind of claps his hands, and from basically a corner of the room where he was just kind of standing there very quietly is this very bookish looking human with sort of these super thick black glasses with short but kind of still scraggly black hair. He's very lanky and he has olive colored skin. Yes, Sir Gallant, I am right here. I suppose I should begin? It's yes, Davrith, this is our newest group of initiates. He'll introduce all of you. They have just recently solved a murder, and honestly, I could not be more proud of these adventurers than I am right now. That was an excellent showing at the theater last night, from what I hear.
Yeah, it was okay. The actress was really weak towards the end.
Oh,
She was
Just kind
poisoned.
of slouches.
She was literally poisoned. I think that if you were sensing weakness from her, it might have been the lethal poison that she had inhaled through her humidifier.
All I'm saying is if she was really good at her job, she could have acted like she was fine.
I mean, she might have been through the majority of the performance.
Okay.
And on that note, Davrith will begin to sort of speak again. Yes, well, you were at the theater. I was up in the Magiscard Wastes on an expeditionary team. We were searching through a number of ancient record stores that we have discovered. It was quite deadly. There was a number of sort of Magiscard undead and living spells that we had to deal with. At that moment, Gallant will kind of pipe out. It's that's nothing. They solved the murder, Davrith. Just get on with it. It's all right. Well, we discovered the identity of one of the instruments of woe. It is, in fact, a magical harp with the ability to spread afflictions to any who hear it.
That sounds awesome.
Afflictions?
Yes, like goblin pox, ghoul fever.
Oh, dear.
And, as it so happens, I've also come to the realization that this harp is going to be within the prize pool of this year's Bar Holla tournament.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. How did that come to pass?
Well, there
Seems
was...
just unlikely.
It's actually a very interesting story. From what I understand, many years ago, a group of archaeologists who were making their way in the Magistgard wastes, a number of humans and an elf, they discovered a number of magical artifacts, and when they brought them back, this was included.
Lynx will just kind of shift uncomfortably in his seat.
Ray drops the tea she's drinking on the, like, smashes it and just sits up, stands up completely on the sofa, and is just like, it's that time of year again!
That was an antique cup.
Ray, no shoes on the sofa.
Also that, yes. My poor office.
I don't have mending. I can't fix that cup.
If only.
Davros will bend down and just kind of pick up the pieces, wave his hands, and it will mend itself back. It's like, there you are.
I can press the digitation the carpet. I can
Ray
press
takes
digitate
it again,
real
presses
good.
it against the wall.
I press the digitate the wall.
Ray, I only have so many spell slots a day.
Ray,
yes.
might I remind you that we are actually on campus now, that unlike when you punch orphans or children on airships, I can actually give you demerits now.
Okay, and?
I'm just putting that out there.
Ray's family is very
Okay.
rich.
Ray's family do have money, that is true.
Yep, that's how...
We were in it. Literally, I just shower with bills.
But yes,
You damned bourgeois.
Gallant will begin to pipe up. Needless to say, we have signed you up as the League of Amazing Adventures representatives for this tournament. This will be an excellent opportunity for you to make your names known for the entirety of Lutania. They have asked that tomorrow morning you meet at the conservatory here, as this is where the qualifiers will be beginning.
I'm sorry. Might I ask a question?
Of course.
I must admit, I am not exactly an aficionado of this particular shindig, so to speak. What is this tournament about? What does it entail?
Fighting! So much fighting!
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Essentially, the Bar Holla tournament is the league, the Barroom Brawlers League's yearly sort of open tournament. Some might call it a bond spiel, if you know what that is, where a number of people will attempt to enter in teams and be the top team. Now, often what happens is that top team is offered their own bar in the league for the Barroom Brawlers. However, this year's a little bit different. The number of bars in the city has kind of reached a saturation point. There's one on almost every corner. It's like that Mermaid Run coffee chain that they shut down a few years ago. But
This one?
yes, that one.
We are not spawn.
Unless they bring back the Cool Lime Refresher, I will not be telling their name.
Ooh,
But
I tried that thing. So sweet.
I like their Manticore chocolate cookies.
yes, but this year they've included a number of gold prizes as well as magical items in their prize pool. From what I understand, the winners of the tournament will not only receive a bundle of magical items, including the harp that is the instrument of woe, but also 500 platinum pieces.
Platinum.
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 Lame.
And of
I
course,
could
it'll
buy
have
a
the
second
fame
office.
and notoriety. Honestly, this could be an excellent way for you to essentially become adventuring celebrities in Lutania.
Platinum.
I don't know how much attention I want to draw to myself. I kind of came here to get away from attention.
Sandra, you have white hair.
Yes,
Of course you draw attention.
We wouldn't want to put Cassandra in the spotlight non-consensually. That would be very bad for her, specifically.
Platinum.
Oh, I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure no one will recognize you, Cassandra. This is only really big here in Lutania. It's not really an international event quite yet, but it is very big here in Lutania. Like, everyone in Lutania watches this. Anyone who's everyone.
Ray pulls out her sack that she's been carrying, you know, her stick bag, takes the bag off the stick and cuts out holes and then puts it on Cassandra's head. It probably
Platinum.
smells.
There you go.
Tell
Yes.
us, what does it smell like?
Not pleasant.
Dunks would be the right answer.
I'll just pick it up and say, thank you for your concern, Ray.
I mean, a disguise isn't necessarily a bad idea. We could just, perhaps put a tad more effort into it.
Ooh, we
Now-
can all wear disguises. It could be a fun group activity.
And now, I just want to double check. Platinum.
Yes, platinum links. 500 platinum pieces.
Now is that 500 each?
500 pooled.
Okay,
So it would break down to 100 platinum each.
that's acceptable. Platinum.
Platinum. And before you ask
Platinum.
again, yes, links. Platinum pieces.
I could fund a lot with that.
You definitely could.
So, I'm thinking that we put Cassandra's hair in a fire so that no one recognizes her.
In a fire, you say?
No. Why did you bring up fire?
Why don't we all just get buzz cuts? I'm sure the professor wouldn't mind getting one, like a full body buzz cut.
I would freeze to death in a matter of days.
I think the buzz cuts are a great idea. More importantly, I want that platinum.
Yes.
So
I mean, all right,
I'm getting
Yes.
that
That
platinum.
part's fine.
I mean, I'll go. I'll participate. I wouldn't call myself the most traditional elf in the world, but I don't want to ruin my hair.
Platinum.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Unfortunately, the League is currently very much... a number of our very competent members are out on expeditions across the world, and you are honestly our best bet. Unfortunately, Cassandra, you cannot be an elf on the shelf for this one.
I suppose. Sorry, I tried to keep a straight face. That was so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You should give her a hero point for that.
For having to put up with that pun.
Well, everyone does start with one, and this comes to an excellent opportunity. Chat, I've lowered the cost of hero points.
You what?
They are now 1,000 points less.
Oh.
I did the opposite of Diablo. I didn't double it. I cut it in half. That being
Wow,
said, the
a
villain
king.
point is still 3,000, so if you want to save up for that, I understand. Yes.
First thought, yay. Second thought, oh no, why is he making hero points more needed?
Why did you say that out loud?
Question, Will. If I had a hero point from last session, does it carry over,
No,
or
it
do you
does not.
automatically?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
carry over.
Gonzo.
That's what I thought.
I learned that the hard way.
It's gone
Yeah,
with
you
the
can
wind.
stack 'em.
Oh, Cassandra,
Yes.
I must confess, I don't know much about magic and elves specifically, but I'm just curious. Is your magic in your hair? Is that why you're concerned?
No, it's just an elven tradition thing. We don't really cut our hair. We let it grow long.
It's an
Stop
aesthetic. It's an
Stop.
aesthetic thing.
And when you get to your second life, it's even worse.
Perhaps, maybe. I don't really remember the first one very much. So
If
Yeah.
Cassandra's magic came from her hair, this would become quite the tangled plot.
My favorite movie, though.
2 in a row, that's a lot.
I'm sorry.
DM knows best.
I love it.
A mask. I can do a mask.
If you'd like,
I mean,
we can provide you masks. I know a very excellent mask maker in town locally, personally. Gallant will say.
Yes,
I mean-
Do that. It'll be fun.
Ray
it'll
would
be
very
fun.
much like a mask.
Should we get a surgical mask or a KN95 mask?
Oh, I'm thinking more along the lines of a
Masquerade?
maybe a
Every son,
masquerade,
a
maybe
different-
something like with a lot of leather.
I mean, in this day and age, it's probably helpful with people wearing masks.
Kinky.
True.
Mhm.
Let's
But-
go.
Perhaps.
I will leave those preparations for you to make. Just remember, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., be 15 minutes early. After all, that's what on time is. And then we can let you get to your preparations. And Gallant will kind of turn around. It's like, oh, and Chip, I've noticed that your office is running a little bit low on these delightful little bags of leaves. And he just kind of like rips one open. Delicious.
With the tea bag?
It's all right.
Please.
I have my secret stash. It's safe.
He's
Oh,
a
the one
monster.
underneath the floorboard there? You found that one, emptied it out, I'm afraid.
No, that was the decoy stash. Ha
Oh.
Why would you tell him that?
I have a little bit of work to
I was
do.
very proud of having a decoy stash. I thought it was very clever.
Davrith, let us begin the search for the actual stash. He kind of like looks to you all and says, I will leave you be. And Davrith just kind of like stands there, like, I'm...
Very obviously take a small academic award off a counter and just tuck it behind my back.
If we really want to do these masks, I don't mind purchasing them for everyone.
I wouldn't mind it being purchased for me, although I would like a say in what it looks like.
Ray is acting pretty sus.
Style.
That's incredibly generous, Ray. Thank you.
Oh, it's no big deal.
How
I
very
love
out of
helping the
character.
poor.
There it is.
Oh boy, Ray,
I feel very hungry all of a sudden.
that hurt.
Right, well, let's go about finding some disguises for these characters.
All right.
Which might be a little harder for some of us.
What if we got
The
like,
store up and got down the
prosthetic
street. I'm sure they have
nose
some.
appendages and we turned you into like a star-nosed mole?
What if we just
Shave them.
dyed the professor's fur?
Oh. Yes.
Oh, I'm not sure. I approve of hair dyeing. That's for young rebellious people.
If
That's
we
also
Or-
for someone who doesn't have a hand-drawn token. I'm not redoing if we dye it.
I mean,
We could-
change the saturation thing.
Naked mole rat. Hate it.
No.
If you would all like to go and collect disguises, Gallant has basically given you a recommendation for a shop that you can go to, but you can go to any shop you'd like. If you'd like, we can basically say, y'all find the disguises you like, and we can say what those disguises are.
Yes.
I'm okay with that for links, personally.
All right. Does anyone else have any particular disguises they would like to have before they do this?
Just the mask.
I'm
Uh,
curious to check out an item that I had mentioned to me, which is like the hat of disguise.
Mm-hmm. Those are an item that exist.
Is there like a shopkeeper that sells them? Is that the guy that Gallant recommended?
The guy that Gallant recommended does have them at his shop. It's a man named Yu. He's a elven man with sort of like a half buzz cut, with like a sort of like long black hair going down. He's just covered in tattoos.
Oh, cool.
Just like, yes, you're the league people Gallant was speaking with. I do have those items. Doop. They are 30 gold pieces a pop
Okay. Easy. Anything
for
to
a
help
hat
the
of
poor.
disguise. However, for slightly less, for about 3 gold pieces, I could make you a custom mask. Kind of like point to a wall where you see a number of sort of like leather masks that are made to look like different mythical creatures, different sort of like faces.
Oh.
If you've ever seen Tokyo Ghoul, it's very much like those masks.
Oh, I know this guy. I know this guy.
Animated Skrillex?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, what do the I'm just curious, honestly. What do the hats look like?
Well,
What does the hat of disguise look like?
the hat of disguise can look like anything you want it to.
That's why it's a hat of disguise.
That's the benefit of the hat of disguise.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's very fun. But I do think the masks might be more fun as like a team gimmick.
Could be.
Oh God, who can come up with a good team name?
Oh God.
That will be one of the team
The
building
Magnificent
challenges
Ray
that you have
and
to
the
do.
Okay Others.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Fair enough.
And the slightly meh others.
Ah, that was the problem. You're right.
Other than the masks, are there any other preparations that you would all like to make the night before?
I would like to talk
Dressed
to
as
him a little.
Z from Zorro. She just has
Terrible.
the mask and the cape.
Yeah, fair enough. Cassandra, what were you saying?
I would like to talk to Nim, I think.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah. So Cassandra goes up to Nim and she says, Nim, I couldn't help but notice you seemed fairly anxious about hiding your face as well. And I just wanted to check in and make sure everything was all right.
I'm so busted. You're right. I think I've mentioned this once or twice, but my family doesn't know that I do adventuring with the League. It's deeply uncouth. They're a bit upper crust, and they run a very successful divination business. They don't know that I'm doing this, and I don't think they would approve, and they definitely would not approve of me participating in something in, like, Valhalla. If they find out I'm doing this, I could be pulled out of school.
Oh. Well, then we'll do our best to help you keep it a secret.
Thank you.
Yes. So, unless anyone else has any preparations to make,
Chip, hoping to draw some inspiration, returns to his room and quickly browses his bookshelf. He looks at various different titles, just skimming for a couple minutes, until he settles on this one book called The Tomb of Camry. And he says to the empty room, Eureka! And quickly runs off and finds some bandages from one of his various different first aid kits and wraps himself up. And now he resembles a tiny mouse mummy.
Delightful.
Which then he puts his lovely coat and bowler hat over, kind of ruining the effect, but...
still.
Mousy.
Sweet boy.
Right.
I have a question for Cassandra and Nim.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that conversation between the two of you take place?
I feel like, I don't know, in the shop maybe?
Yeah, it could be like over in the corner of a shop.
Okay. Can I ask God that as a whisper elf with literal, like, hunter's ears, I'd be able to pick that up, wouldn't I?
You definitely would have been.
I think that's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to spend a night crafting Nim a bit of an uppance of her disguise, probably some way that I can help her, keep her hair up and change her silhouette as a result, while also covering, like, the back, like a shawl of some sort.
Yeah, you could totally do that. I wouldn't.
Would you like me to roll a crafting check?
You don't even need to. You can just do it.
Okay.
You're so sweet. Thank
People
you.
do nice things to each other. I'm not going to stop you.
You say that. Cassandra's the one giving it to you, and I tell her as I hand it over to her that if she tells Nim I did this,
I'll break her knees.
I will throw alchemist's fire in your room.
Cassandra just says, do you like her?
No. But I don't want her to be pulled out of school.
No.
I think that she is capable.
Cassandra has a moment where she's like, I could brain drain him to figure it out, but no, that's rude.
No, I don't like her, but I do think that she has capability, and I don't think she deserves to be pulled out of school.
But you appreciate her as a teammate. Wink.
I'm going to bed.
And with that, Lynx will go
And he
off.
walks away.
That wasn't a no.
It was not. Speaking of other nightly things, Nim, you will make it home just in time for dinner.
Oh.
Perfect. I stuff any and all league-related paraphernalia deep within my bag, probably including the Cloak of the Night Sky.
That's fair. As you enter, awaiting you at the door is your family's butler. He kind of stands there, it's like, Lady Nim, dinner is ready, and your father asks that you please ensure that you are on your best behavior, as he has invited Ascendancy to come and join you this evening.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. I will go and put on my, best clothing for Ascendancy. My most cutting-edge fashion, whatever I have up in my room.
That is fair. As you do so, he'll kind of be ready. It's like, if you would, Lady Nim, I will escort you to the dining room. And he kind of does this thing that he probably has done for years, where he puts his arm out for you to grab it. It's like when you were a really young kid, it was probably some really cute thing, you would bend down to be at your level. And it's just it's so nice to not have to slouch anymore, dear.
Thank you. What is my butler's name?
His name is Gunther.
Thank you, Gunther.
So yes, as you enter your dining room, sitting at the table is your father and your mother, as well as a Tefling. A sort of blue-skinned Tefling with sort of silvery white hair and a nice little beard. Perched on his shoulder is a snow owl. That's his familiar Gray. You've known Ascendancy for many years. And as he is sitting there, your father will kind of say, thank you for joining us, Nim. Ascendancy here was just telling us about his preparations for tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful. I give a small curtsy and greeting.
He kind of smiles
take my seat.
Good to see you again, Nim.
Good to see you too.
Yes, Ascendancy will be representing our Mages Club in the Barhalla tournament.
Interesting. The Mages Club. Is this your first year doing Barhalla?
Yes, it is going to be our first year, but we've decided as a group that it could be excellent for our reputation. Many people kind of see us as a bit of a stuck-up arcane country club, and we want to be more of the people.
Of course. And this is Ascendancy, yes?
No, this is your father saying that.
Oh my lord!
Yes.
What a heel turn!
Of course, this is mainly so we can drum up some business from the lower classes, but it will serve its purposes.
Of course, I think that's smart.
Ascendancy kind of just sits there awkwardly yes, as did I when Valen told me I would be doing so.
Oh, Ascendancy, you're a saint. Thank you.
Yes, I'm very glad you enjoy his company, Nim. Ascendancy's family and I have been having many, many talks lately, and fruitful things could be in the horizons for our families.
Oh! Excellent. That's wonderful news.
And yeah, with that, dinner is sort of brought out. It's a lovely roasted quail.
Okay.
Ascendancy literally just sitting there about as awkwardly as Nim would be, I'm imagining. Because he's just not. And about halfway through the meal, you get him what is essentially a message in your head saying along the lines of, that was just sprung on me as well. Huh.
This is a very uncomfortable dinner. I apologize immensely for the staunchness of my family.
Honestly,
they know not what they do.
I thought I would be used to it by now, but this one threw me for a loop.
Forgive them.
Sorry, what was that, Will?
I thought that I would be used to it by now, but this one threw me through a loop, Nim.
And it does take quite a bit to throw you for a loop.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts about Brawlhalla this year?
I should be able to do a decent enough job. I have a good team of mages behind me. It should be a good tournament for you to watch.
Excellent. Anyone I know on the team?
Just myself and Alessandra.
Of course.
And yeah. Other than that, dinner will go by sort of silently. Just general business talk like, yes, our stocks are up. Stocks! And things like that.
Miss.
And then otherwise, the night will go by.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot.
That is.
Knowing how closely my family is going to be watching this, there was a part of me that was hoping they would just consider it was beneath them, but
It's gonna be a fun time for you.
Both the stocks and the stakes are up.
Hero point. She gets a hero point. That was good.
Why do I live with you?
That was really good. I like that. I'll give you a hero point for that one.
Hell yeah. I'll take it. I will take it. I'm gonna need it.
You probably will.
Oh!
Otherwise, the next morning will come around, and you will all make your way to the conservatory and sort of meet up on the stairs to the main building. Let's make sure everyone can see you. There we go. Yeah, so there we are. Stairs to the main building. There's some lovely sort of statues on either side of the stairs. These fountains will spit water to each other intermittently. The conservatory originally did it as basically something that they thought would be an art installation, but it's just turned into a huge annoyance for students because they'll be randomly walking to class and they'll just get squirted with water.
Sounds like a lot of colleges. They're like, this will be nice.
Kinda does.
And I know is like, stupid motherfuckers with their goddamn art installation.
God.
But yes. So, as you guys all meet there, it is oddly quiet. Now it's 8 a.m. On a weekday, although it is a festival week. But there is no one around. It looks as though people have just not come to the college this morning. As you all kind of meet up at the stairway, a large sort of chiming will be heard for the bells at the central clock tower of Brightle. That will mark the time as 8 o'clock.
Oh no, we're not in the office. We're late.
Oh, this is where you're supposed to meet. You're fine.
Okay.
As the bell tolls, a large crystalline screen will appear in the air above all of you.
Oh.
In fact, several will appear throughout the town. On it, a dwarf whose armor is reminiscent of a stein will walk into frame.
Is he a mascot? Is he the mascot?
He is as he will introduce himself, welcome to the qualifiers for this year's Brawlhalla to Brawl tournament. As you can see, there is no one around you. That is because we have cordoned off the entire city for this year's qualifier.
What?
The rules are quite simple. The first 8 teams to make it to the Grand Dive, the league of the Bar Brawlers League's main bar, will be the people who will enter our tournament. you will need to participate on a series of challenges on your way there, set up by our league's bartenders. The first of which is facing off with one of our skeletal keg haulers. And with that, a magic circle will appear in front of you. Blink. And you will roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Hey.
If you wouldn't mind rolling for me, Will.
Yep, I will do so. Kablamicus for the Skeletal Giant. And, of course, for Chip. Oh, wow. Natural 20 on your initiative, Chip.
Damn it.
You're taking
Chip
all my
had his
juju.
coffee this morning.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We just
And
need
a
to
nat
raise
20 from
initiative.
I'm not on the map.
Oh, you should be right here, right?
Oh, there I am. I just popped up. There we go.
14. Fabulous.
Well, that's the worst I've ever done.
So, Chip, you are first.
Well, goodness gracious. In that case, I would like to do some sort of knowledge check to perhaps discern a weakness or some advantage we could take against this strange creature.
Unfortunately, a 14 will not be enough
Curses.
to know anything about this creature more than that it is a skeletal giant.
Well, I am remembering some things from previous encounters with skeletons.
Yes.
So unfortunately, I probably used... does that use an action? I can never remember.
That is one action.
All right. I will simply then draw my revolver. I don't think any of us had our weapons out.
Certainly did not.
Nope.
And I will just take a pot shot at the creature.
All right, I will roll your
With,
trusty striking revolver.
The-
Boom. An 18 will hit. However,
For
5
minimum
points
damage.
of piercing damage will not make it through the
What?
skeleton's resistance.
He's
Awesome.
a tough fellow. Watch out,
Yes.
everyone! I'm glad I'm at the back of the group.
I love that mental image of just pew landing the shot and the skeleton just unflinching.
It just
as
bounces
the
around the
entire group
ribcage
just
a bit.
goes, ah.
And I probably it ricocheted off and accidentally chipped one of the lovely statues. I'm like, oh, that's coming out of my paycheck.
Ooh.
Big yikes.
Cassandra. It is
Ooh,
your
I
turn.
don't know. Unfortunately, all my things are pretty mental, so I don't know what would do very well against a skeleton. So for now, I'm just going to try and shoot it with my longbow.
Roll the hit. A 20 will hit. Roll your damage.
Woo! Shit, what's my damage? I do this every time. It's 1d10, right?
No, it's a D8. You just should have to click. If you click just the damage button below the attack roll, below the number 2, it should roll the damage.
Yes. So, this thing. Oh, wait, no, damage.
Yep.
That's this one.
Unfortunately, the arrow bounces around the skeleton's ribcage.
We
Oh,
are all awful yet again.
Would you like to take a second shot? I'll let that. Would you like to take a second shot?
Yes.
Okay, roll your attack number 2. Awesome. Now roll
I mean,
the
you have to
damage.
admire our consistency.
Roll damage, alright.
8 points will
Hey.
deal some damage to it.
Woo.
All right, you guys are getting there. With that, we will go to Nim.
All right, I'd like to make a knowledge check.
Okay.
What do I roll for that?
A religion check, please.
Okay, gotcha.
A 24 is
Ooh.
a success. Fortunately, not a critical success, but a success. So you will learn that this is a skeletal giant. It's a neutral evil, large, mindless skeleton undead. And you can have 2 questions about a skeletal giant. What 2 things would you like to know?
One, if I electrocute it, will it do damage?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Second, because it is mindless, does that mean that a lot of Cassandra's brain drain?
Yes,
daze,
unfortunately,
those
this
types
is one of the
spells?
2 enemies in this arc that will be immune to brain drain.
Gotcha. I will share that information with Cassandra.
Otherwise, its other resistances include cold 5, electricity 5, fire 5, piercing 5, and slashing 5.
Gotcha.
I think
So
this might
is
be
a
the.
Ray heavy fight.
Would
I mean, they
sound-
all have been.
Would sound fall under any of those?
No, sound does not. You can sound burst this thing.
I have one thing I can do to this motherfucker. All right.
You do.
I think I do too.
Next up will be the skeletal giant.
Oh, I have.
Right.
That's one
Sorry,
action,
I'm
right?
brain dead today. Nim, my apologies.
You brain drained?
Yes, I'm brain drained. Nim, continue
Me
with your
too.
turn.
It's okay.
All right. Well, regardless of the fact that I know he has resistance to electricity, I'm doing electric arc because my other options are slashing and necrotic damage, and that ain't gonna get me anywhere.
You could actually deal damage to it with a necrotic. It doesn't have any necrotic resistance. Oh, never mind. It has negative healing. I'm full of it. Ignore
Yeah.
me.
I was gonna say
Don't
it's
heal it.
Ignore me.
Okay, so doing healing damage to it would work, though, right?
Yeah,
needs to be
positive or healing damage should be able to damage it.
Yes.
Yes.
Good damage would deal some good damage to it. Unfortunately, you'll succeed the save, and the electricity damage that it will take will not be enough to make it past its resistance.
Nope.
God
Damn.
Now the skeletal giant will go.
Oh no.
And only one thing has managed to damage it.
Fuck!
Oh!
So it'll use its first action to stride to there. And then
No good deed goes punished.
it's going to use its first attack to use its Ooh, I actually like this even better. Yeah, I like this even
Always good
better.
to hear.
It's going to use its broad swipe ability.
Oh, oh, it's got cleave.
And it's
no.
going to make 2 attacks with 1 action. The first attack will be against Cassandra for 16
Oh,
to
good
hit,
God.
Yeah.
for minimum damage of 8.
Oops.
And the second attack will be on Ray for a 20 to hit
Ah.
Yeah.
for 14 points of damage.
What? Some bullshit.
It rolled min damage on Cassandra, luckily.
Well, next question.
I
Lynx,
never.
Hello.
Wait a
it's
second.
your turn.
Wait a second. That might not have hit me. Why does it say my armor class is 18?
Because your armor class is 18.
I did not expect
Why
that.
is my AC so high?
I'm confused.
Well,
It goes up every level.
it goes up every level. So,
Yeah.
So then it doesn't hit me.
oh, and you don't take 8 damage.
Woo!
There
But
you go.
I take 14 damage.
Yes,
Put
you
it
do.
together.
Lynx, go ahead.
My turn. I haven't gone yet.
No, nor is
No.
Lynx.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang it.
You have a
Silly.
14, Ray. You're very
Right.
last.
Ignore me.
As the thing appears in front of us, Lynx is going to just kind of sigh, do a quick feel on his, oh my god, what's it called?
Bandolier?
Thank you. I'm sure the entire stream just wants me like freak out over trying to remember that.
Yeah, all good.
And look for something that he remembers can damage undead enemies, and grab 2 blight bombs and throw them both.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, the first one will miss, but the second will hit.
That's a-okay.
So 9 points.
That's all poison damage.
Unfortunately, it doesn't appear as though
What?
poison does any damage to this undead.
Oh,
I don't remember that being on its resistances!
It's not on its
because that's an
resistances, it's on an
immunity.
immunity.
not a resistance.
So Lynx is just gonna kill himself, and that's his turn.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Ray,
That's also all my blight bombs, so I'll just have to make some.
you can make some more.
Oh no.
Ray, it's your turn.
All right. What do I want to do? I'm
Punch him.
going to one punch him.
yeah.
25 will hit for 11.
For max damage.
And then we're gonna do it again.
16 will unfortunately miss.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, I
And
think that just
then-
misses him.
Yeah, you can go.
It does.
And
If he was
then
flat-footed, it
I'm
would have
gonna
hit.
do it one more time.
And
Nope,
miss.
not good. Okay, that's my
Uh,
turn.
I will say, from where it's standing, it looks like it could hit all of you if it wanted to. Chip.
Well, this is going not terribly well for our first outing. I'm just going to take a step forward, so I'm standing directly behind our dear monk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do an assurance fueled medicine check to do battlefield medicine on Ray.
Okay, and how much
Thank
will that heal Ray
you.
for?
That will be, I think it's like, I've rolled an automatic 17, so that's going to be, I think, D8 plus 3. I think it's only a single D8, right? Or is
Yep.
it 2?
It's only 1d8 for that one.
All right, so D8 plus 3.
So
Nice.
10 points
Oh,
of health back to Ray.
that's pretty good.
Spicy.
Delightful.
That's good.
That's good.
And actually, I'm going to double check that because I, as a person, when I play PF2, never really build medicine-based characters. So I'm going to triple check to make sure that it is only 1d8, not 2. I feel
If
like
you
it's
want,
2.
Will, actually, if you go into my feats on my character sheet under battlefield medicine, I think I wrote what the level are for the what the rolls would be.
Battlefield medicine. Oh, it is 2d8.
Oh, wow, okay.
Ray,
Add one
get
more
another
D8.
3 hit points, so 13 in total.
Now, I cannot do that again to you for another 10 minutes.
Cool.
So, don't die.
I'll try not to.
Anything else, Chip?
Unfortunately, I don't. Yeah, I have my revolver, and I don't have to worry about reloading as much. I'm just gonna try and pop him in the face.
Okay. You'll miss with a 13.
Yeah. All right, I got 4 shots left in this bad boy.
Cassandra.
Okay, I've never done this before. So, if I did a 3-action heightened healing spell,
Okay.
Oh,
would that heal like everybody and also do damage to?
It would. What level would you want to do it at? If you
I
did
didn't know
it
that was
at-
an option.
If you, because it's
I-
your signature spell, you can cast it
Oh,
with
that's
either
what-
your level 1 or your level 2 spell slot.
Cool.
If
I
you
do feel it's
cast it,
worth mentioning that only Ray has taken damage.
and she just got healed a bunch.
True.
Just in case.
if you want, you could cast it as a 2-action spell targeting the undead to deal 2d8. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, 2d8 plus 16.
No.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
That's a lot of sodium.
Okay.
All right, here
Roll
we
your
go.
heal spell. It will have to make a save against that. That's the level 1 heal.
Oh, that's level 1.
So roll me another d8 and then we'll add 8 to it.
Okay.
7, so 17.
Oh, that's 27 damages.
27 damage. Has to make a fort save against your spell DC, which it will fail.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, galaxy brain move from
Yeah,
Abby over
you-
here.
You just did a bunch of damage to this thing, and it looks like it will entirely focus on you now.
Oh,
No.
Nim.
Wait,
I
I'm
have-
gonna use my second action to back the fuck up.
Fair enough. Technically your third, because the heal cost you 2.
Cassandra really said, "Look at me. I'm the tank now."
Cassandra, where would you like to run off to?
Here.
wow.
All right. Nim.
I'm also gonna move back. And I'm just gonna say, "You got this!" and cast Bless on everyone.
All right.
God.
She really said nope.
I truly have nothing that will really damage this thing. Oh, unfortunately, that is gonna be everyone except for Ray. But next turn, it can hit Ray.
I'd like to note that
So
everyone is
sorry.
now hiding behind the tiny rat person and the 10-year-old.
Yeah.
It's
What do you
going
want from me?
It's going to use 2 of its actions to use its terrifying charge ability.
Oh no.
It's going to stride to there,
Oh
and
no.
it's going to use its horns to attempt to gore you, Cassandra. 26 to hit.
Plus 4 circumstance.
Horns?
Just hit.
So you're going to
Just-
take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And what is your will save?
Good question. Does Bless help with any of this?
No.
Bless helps with attack rolls. It's a +1 bonus to attack rolls.
Gucci gang. All right, will save. Let's
You don't have to roll it. You just
Let's
have to tell me
pray.
what it is.
Oh, 7? I don't know.
Yeah, your modifier is a +7. So your will DC is 17, so it needs to beat a 17 with this. It will have a +4.
Wow.
And it will still not scare you.
God is good.
And then with his last action, he will attempt to glaive you. With a 25 to hit,
Oh.
which will hit
This
but
is
not
not a crit.
for 12 points of slashing damage.
Oh my god.
We're dead. We
I have a
died.
heal check with your name on it.
Lynx,
I
it's
got
your turn.
I got 10 points health left.
It sure is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Lynx is a little freaked out by all this, but he's gonna give it another shot. I've got 2 peshpin grenades made today. They're both lesser, unfortunately, but
Okay, those did poison, right?
no, those do piercing damage.
The 18 will hit, the 10 will miss.
No problem.
You will deal 1 point of damage to it.
It's also stupefied 1, if that makes any difference whatsoever.
It is mindless, so it cannot be stupefied.
Yeah! For my third action. Oh no, man! I ain't got much left.
Yeah, this is the first encounter of the qualifiers only.
I know.
Maybe we just are not qualified.
Maybe.
Oh, hey.
I'm gonna throw an alchemist fire.
Go for it.
Fire doesn't do anything.
And that will miss. Well, actually, that
Yeah.
damage would have done it. Damage would have
Oh, okay.
done a fair amount of damage to it. But the 2 will not. And then we will go to Ray, I guess?
You
Hey.
guess indeedy.
It's your turn.
Okay, we punch.
Well, you'd have to move to it first, but the 25 will hit for 11 damage.
And then we punch again. Oh,
which
God, no.
The 25 and the 11 damage will be enough to take it out.
Hooray!
Oh,
As you do, the
Lord.
crystal screen, you guys can look up and you can notice that there are a number of other teams that have just finished facing off with this creature as well, and they're beginning to run towards the bar, which the screen now points an arrow basically down the block.
all right. Well, I guess we're running.
Can I try and patch up Cassandra on the run?
Yes, you can. I will say that as you are running, there's about 10 minutes until you reach the next spot. So you can heal her once now and then once when you get there.
All right, 2d8 plus 3 back to her.
Alrighty, we'll get that to them right now.
As we do make our way over there, Lynx is going to pull from a small pouch on his waist a
17.
handful of infused reagents and make a few items on the run.
Alright.
Ray just kind of kisses her muscle. She goes, mwah, mwah.
It's about a 10-minute jog that you're running. And as you are running, you see a number of these other crystals like floating above you. And now you're noticing like spectators and basically houses watching them. And like people are cheering, "Yeah, run, you got this, go!" from like the second floors of buildings above you. But on those crystals, you see a number of teams attempting to reach the same goal as you. One of which you see a squad of 5 people all running with their facing forward with their hands behind their back.
Oh, God.
You also see what appears to be an entire team of goblins just booking it down a street.
Immaculate. I'm rooting for that.
Is it?
Gobbling, 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 gobbling.
And lastly, you see what appears to be a herd of centaur running down the street as well.
That is worrying.
As you guys make it to this next sort of area, in front of you stands Porter. He will introduce himself as, "Hi there, my name's Porter." And imagine, if you will, if Mark Twain was an orc.
Jesus.
It's like, this here next challenge is pretty easy. In order to keep going on, he'll point to a pen, 2 sets of pens behind him. Your goal is simple. We got several greased pigs in a pen, and we need them in the smaller pen.
I'm sorry, what?
You're going to need to catch those greased pigs and put them in their pen.
Leave it to me, guys. I got this
And
one.
with that, we're going to begin this campaign's first skills challenge. Now, we're using the skill challenge rules created by Rodrigo Lopez from a podcast called Critical Hit. If you've not listened to them, I highly recommend doing it. They have about 300-something episodes of a D&D 4E campaign. So if you want a good listen, go ahead. And that's a great exercise in world building, and this is where these rules come from. The rules for the skills challenge are very simple. In order to succeed at the skills challenge, the party will need 7 successes. The DC is 18. And most skills challenge will have a number of failures that once you reach them, you will just fail the skills challenge. However, this one's slightly different in as you fail, things will happen.
Uh-oh.
You will be trampled by greased pigs.
Or greasy goblins.
Here's how this works.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have each of you roll me an initiative roll right now.
Sure.
Don't forget to click on your token. Boom. And what's going to happen is we're going to go down through the skills challenge in this initiative order. Boom. Lynx, Chip. So we just need Cassandra and Nim.
Woohoo!
Perfect.
There we go.
We'll descend it. Now, as we progress through the skills challenge, here are the rules. You cannot use the same skill 2 rounds in a row. And you cannot use the skill this person who just went before you just used. So, for example, if in this first round, Ray uses athletics to attempt to catch a greased pig, Nim, you could not use athletics to attempt to catch a greased pig, but Chip could. Then once the round went through, Ray would not be able to use athletics to catch a second greased pig. They would have to use another one of their skills, but Nim, you would be able to use athletics. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Now, you're free to use any skills that you want as long as you can justify them.
Yo.
So, Ray, how would you like to catch a greased pig? That was fun to say.
I would like intimidation.
All right. Roll me an intimidation check. A 12 will fail. Would you like to use a hero point to re-roll it?
You
Yeah.
do have a spare.
Yeah, why not?
All right, re-roll it. A 15,
Get,
unfortunately, will also be a failure.
you pigs!
Pigs.
They're brave pigs, these ones.
They are. They are brave pigs.
And they had to get greased up in the first place somehow.
Yep.
That is true. They must be pretty pissed.
Oh, Salsdower, thanks for the gifted subs. Enjoy your K-pop stan emotes.
Thank you.
Yes! I'm so obsessed with Blackpink right now. Don't even.
Dude, honestly.
Yeah. But we can keep on going from here. So unfortunately, Ray was not able to scare a pig into a pen. Nim, how would you like to catch a greased pig?
I'm going the diplomatic route with diplomacy. I'm going to try to convince these pigs to come into the pen by, like, maybe dangling a bit of, like, breakfast food over it and saying, look at how nice this pen is.
Make me a diplomacy check.
Fuck yeah.
That sure is a strategy.
Yeah, it is.
What's that?
Are you kidding me? Oh, hold on.
We're doing great. Oh my god, what's happening back there?
Unfortunately,
Oh my god.
a 11 would not be enough.
Damn.
You know what? I'm gonna use a hero point.
All right.
I'm gonna do it.
Gonna make it enough.
Are we bad at Pathfinder?
I gotta go.
And that counts as 3 failures.
No!
Well, sorry, that counts as 2 failures, giving you a total of 3 fails. As that happens, you see a number of other teams have now made it past their challenge already and are moving on.
Oh my god.
However, the feeding frenzy has caused these pigs to become slightly more tired, so now it looks like the DC has been lowered slightly.
God.
God! The pity.
It is a pity timer.
Alright, let's just throw Professor at them. Maybe they'll get
Professor
hungry.
Nicholas Chip,
Oh, sorry,
how would
what?
you like to catch a greased pig?
I wish I could see my character sheet right now. Will, remind me what my acrobatics is.
+7.
Okay. I'm going to try and do a little sort of very undignified jig and try and lure the pigs over with some acrobatic footwork and try and, mock them and get... You say they're feeding frenzy a little bit.
Yep.
I'm going to try and entice them over with my wagging little rat tail.
A 16, because you guys have failed, will, in fact, entice a pig to come over, and that's your first success.
Huzzah! You will be named Clarence.
Boom.
Lynx thinks that's okay. Cooper does not, but that's okay.
Lynx, how would you like to catch a greased pig?
I think setting a trap would be best. I'm just not sure.
You could do that with crafting.
I could do that with crafting. I wasn't sure if I could do it with thievery or not, but they're the same modifier, so it doesn't matter. So what I'm gonna do is try to craft a trap.
Okay. An 18 is a success, and it would have been a success on the original DC.
Lynx is gonna craft like a kind of traditional, here's the food, here's the trap sort of deal.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like a box with the stick.
Like more or less the same idea, the same effect, really. So we did it. We got 2 pigs.
Lynx managed to catch a second greased pig. Cassandra, how would you like to catch a greased pig?
Okay, so this might be a stretch, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
All right. So Cassandra has spent a lot of time in the library, so she knows her Dewey Decimal System and everything. She's also read up on pigs a bit here and there, but she's really good at organizing. So she's gonna Dewey Decimal organize these pigs into their pens using library lore.
Make me a library lore check. A 15 will not be enough. Unfortunately, the pigs just do not understand the Dewey Decimal System. Would you like to use a hero
I'm
point?
using a hero point. I'm gonna make this work.
Okay.
I want this to
Watch
work.
it be a natural
The
one.
pigs just do not understand the Dewey Decimal System.
However, after
they-
a short explanation from Cassandra, the pigs will begin to understand the Dewey Decimal System, and one of the greased pigs will make their way back to the pen.
Cassandra just.
That's just spectacular.
The rest
This
of
is
us
the
just stare dumbfounded.
This is the funniest thing I've ever seen happen in a D&D campaign of any kind. A
Ray,
tabletop campaign, excuse me.
Ray, how would you like to attempt to catch a greased pig? You cannot use intimidation. Oh, thanks
Hey,
for the
I-
follow.
What up? Welcome to the family.
And
I'm
Valentine
gonna
34.
follow the professor at a greased pig, and hopefully the professor knocks him into the pen.
With
I do not
athletics, I
consent to
assume?
this.
Bowling for
Alright,
pigs.
Athletic check. Here we go. That's a nat 20.
Well, that's a regular
Oh.
20.
That's a regular 20.
You thought it was a nat 20 for a hot second.
But that is enough. You managed to use the professor to bowl a greased pig into a pen.
This is my life now. I have no office, and I'm being thrown at pigs.
Nim!
Sorry, the kitten's trying to figure out the dog door, and I have to heart attack moment.
It's all good.
That's me, isn't it? That's my turn, huh? Okay,
It is your turn.
here's what I'm gonna do. Nim just looks to the sky, to the non-visible stars in the morning sky, and says a quick prayer to Desna. Just, hi God, it's me, it's Nim. I don't know what I did to get myself into this situation, but if you could help me with this one, I'd really appreciate it. And I'm gonna make a religion check.
Go ahead.
Getting me
A small
work.
butterfly catches one of the pig's attentions and it leads it into the pen.
What is real?
You need 2 more successes. Chip, how would you like to catch a greased pig? You cannot use religion or acrobatics.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oop. Knocked my tablet over there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I would like to use medicine to try and identify if any of the pigs are perhaps not in peak physical condition, like one of them might have a gammy leg or might be a little hard of seeing because it's getting older. Just try and, weed out the weakest one in the pack.
Roll a medicine check. A 17 is enough. You managed to discover one of the old, kind of frail pigs, who's a very easy target to just scoop up and put into the pen.
Especially since I'm so up in close with the pigs now. Thanks, Ray.
Lynx.
Oh god, watching Nim pray to the sky, Lynx will just kind of tap his chin and pray to the floor, and I'm gonna roll occultism.
Okay.
26.
That's not just a success. That's a critical success with the lower DC.
What?
Lynx
What
is gonna
is-
try to make a plea with some sort of eldritch god, and if it doesn't work, then he'll just fake it and make some eldritch bullshit happen on his own capability.
Some sort of like inky black substance goes around
Correct.
a number of the pigs. And then it just sticks them in place long enough for Lynx to just pick one up and put it into the pen.
I smile a little, what, not coyly, but, just kind of like a little too honestly at Nimbus as I pick up this inky boy.
Nim's like not even paying attention. She's just like reveling in the power of Desna.
I mean, the stars are always there. We just can't see them sometimes.
The fact that that worked is an act of God. That's...
It's great.
Shrugs Cthulhu.
I can't believe you're gonna multi-class into witch, and this is where it starts.
Listen.
Listen.
So as you complete the challenge, the orc bartender will kind of say, well, you did it. A number of the other teams have started running already, but y'all can get caught up if you book her.
We book her.
Yeah, it is another 10-minute jog. So, Chip, if you want to heal someone again, you can.
Does anyone still need any heals?
I mean, I'm not at full health, but I'm at okay health.
It's been 10 minutes. I can give you another 2d8 plus 3.
All right. Get another 7 hit points, Cassandra.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Perfect.
I'm at full health.
And yeah, as you guys are running, once again, the screens will kind of like lower themselves to show off a number of the other teams that are running with you. One of which appears to be a number of plant creatures. A number of
Gross.
leshy sort of running about. One of which is like a sunflower. And then there's this like one that looks like it's a human, but there's like a yellow flower growing on its head. And it's carrying this like yellow potted plant.
Lynx is gonna lean over to the professor and ask, do you think I'd get in trouble were I to drop an alchemist's fire on their path?
That is on a screen down another street.
Oh, okay.
We're seeing floating jumbotrons all around us.
Yes.
Okay, I did not process that for some reason.
I mean, I
No,
don't know.
is
Put
there
that in
any
your.
like mushrooms growing or turtles hanging around where we are?
Not currently.
Is
Okay.
there a box with a question mark on it that I
There
can
is
bat
not.
my head into?
There is, however, on the screen another team. This one appears to be led by a humanoid boar. Some might say wereboar of sorts, in what appears to be a military-esque uniform. You can all easily recognize it as the Magdian military's uniform.
Fuck them.
Really?
With them is what appears to be a man on fire.
Good. Good.
As well as a small raven, and this creature, which I'm just going to drag and drop onto the screen so that you can all see it. It looks like this.
Ugh.
I love
What if
him.
it didn't look like that? Like, hot take, just what if it didn't?
Yeah. What if no?
And
I
that's
love
what's
him.
running down the
Oh.
street.
Oh, it finally came up on my screen. No. With fire, no.
That's what's
Yuck.
running down the street this time. Eventually, you guys will make it to like the next challenge area. You are greeted by a woman standing in front of a massive wall that's been made in the street with a single door. In front of
Hi,
her is a
lady.
table with 5 goblets. As you approach, she will say, "Doop. Inside one of these goblets is the key for the door behind me. Though I warn you, the goblets have been enchanted with a enchantment that only allows them to be emptied if they are drank. Each goblet contains a strong cocktail that will truly put your constitution to the test." And she kind of just stands there smiling.
I think
I'll take this one, guys.
I'm not surprised.
There are 5 cocktails.
All right, I take 2 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get to the last one, and I'm like, 5, like a
Actually,
chef.
as you get to number 4, you feel a key hit your face, but I'm going to need 4 fortitude saves, Shy.
Wait,
I mean-
hold on. I would like to hand Shy a lesser antidote as well. This will give you a +2 bonus to fortitude saving throw.
Failure, success.
Facer.
Failure, success. So, Shy, 2 of them go down real easy. 2 of them go down real bad. You are now
How
sickened.
bad?
You are now sickened 2 for the remainder of the day, which means that you will have a -2 to all of your checks, DCs, and skills.
You know what? Accepted. That's not that bad.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
It could have been a
You do have
-5.
You have that lesser antidote, so it could be -1 potentially. What does that antidote do?
The
It
antidote
only
just gave
gives
her
a
bonus.
+2. Yeah, it's only a +2 bonus to fortitude throws.
Yep.
Although, if she has to make any more fortitude throws in the next 6 game hours, she'll
That's
still
fair.
have the +2 bonus.
Good
Um,
for her.
Would you like to use the key on the door, Shy?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I did it. I don't feel good, but I did it.
Okay, as you put the key in the door just slides open like it was unlocked the entire time.
Wait.
Horrid.
Wait. Ray just throws up.
Rainbow appears. The woman just kind of looks at you all and says, "I never said the door was locked."
God.
All right, so we this is how it's gonna be.
I, for one, am highly amused.
I feel kind of great about how much shit Ray just ate.
Cassandra just kind of nods in appreciation at the riddle, like, huh, that's clever.
Oh.
And she's like, okay, I'm good.
Well, moving on. We're still probably a little
Moving on.
behind, so
You actually are still a little bit behind. Actually, 2 of the teams have already finished.
Yikes.
The first
it's just a qualifier. We just need to be, not one of the last.
Not last.
Yeah, you need to be in the top 8. The first team to finish was actually the Brighthall Mages Club, led by Ascendancy.
Oh, as far as I know, we don't know anyone on that team. That's too bad.
And
yeah, we
the-
don't know a single person on that team at all,
No.
by any sort of connection.
The
Sweats
second team.
nervously.
was a group of bartenders, a sort of like ramshackle group of the barroom brawlers league sort of members that decided to participate. One of which, the most like garish of them all, is a man with very pale skin with like very rough looking fists, like a sort of Dampier boxer. He appears to be their leader.
Is that your Edward Cullen build?
No.
Yuck.
If I put you up against that build would kill all of you. I'm not going to do that.
And I would like it.
But yes, as you guys continue
my.
to run, there's another 10 minutes that pass on your way there. You're going to see another couple teams on the screen, one of which appeared to be just a number of basically women in like very like Victorian era times, just like running as fast as they can. It's like, yes,
Hiking up their petticoat.
exactly. The Brighthall Fashion Society is making their way. However, it looks like they're having some issues. And then just like what looks to be the goblins now appear to be riding the dog they had with them. And they're just like booking it down the street. And it looks like the Gob Squad may qualify this year.
Gob Squad.
Gob Squad.
They appear to be led by a goblin in a fabulous red hat that as they're going down the street, here basically like enemies are jumping out at them and there appears to be some sort of like viscous liquid, some sort of pudding being shot out of their bag, knocking out the enemies.
Pudding, you say?
Yes.
Pudding.
Pudding.
I
What's
wish
an
I was
unlikely
that one.
weapon?
And yes, you all continue on and eventually you all make it to a park.
Really?
As
Is
you
it a
make
nice
it to
park?
It's a very nice park, actually. There's a nice fountain in the middle. There's several benches.
Oh.
On these benches, there's some people sitting on them. We'll make those visible to you all. And as you enter the park, the gate will close behind you, and a sort of arcane cage will appear above you. Sitting on sort of a roost, dangling from the top of the cage, you'll see a very garish-looking Tengu man with a monocle. They say, "Welcome, competitors, to your final challenge in this qualifier, our bird cage match." And we roll initiative.
God.
Oh,
Bird
boy.
cage match.
That's awful.
I feel like I want to trade a portion of my platinum winnings, if we win, to punch the organizer of this tournament in the face.
Sounds fair to me.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
You would.
I mean, it is amusing, but the puns.
You guys did a surprisingly good job at catching those greased pigs.
With the most unlikely skills.
1, 2.
Y'all ever just pray to an eldritch god in order to catch a pig?
Alrighty, and now I'm going to shrink the map a bit so our viewers can see it a bit
Y'all ever
better.
just toss your professor at a pig and hope it bowling balls in?
1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Just organize them like books.
And first up is a Tengu sneak.
Bowling for pigs might be my favorite thing I've ever said in any campaign.
Bowling for pigs.
Rolling for Pigs is like my next band name.
Yeah.
They're going to go to there. And now... Yep. Ray and Nim are both within feet, so they're going to fire a bow at Nim. You are flat-footed to this attack because you have yet to act on this round.
Oh my god.
Which is really a much more streamlined version of the surprise round rules.
Yeah.
Yes. So 28 to hit
That's
your
a
flat-footed.
critical hit. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, and then what
Yeah,
is your flat-footed AC?
It's -2, right?
Yep.
15. Like, yeah.
So that will be a critical hit then. So you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage from the bow, as well as an additional D10 for the deadly. So another
Jesus.
9 points.
Oh.
And you'll also be taking, because you're flat-footed, a D6 of sneak attack damage.
Oh,
Ah!
oh no.
For 2 more points in total, so
Okay.
19 points.
How you doing there, Nim?
You know, bad.
Putting it together.
Cassandra, these very
Alright.
sentient creatures are attacking you.
I am going to sound burst these two. I don't know if you can see my arrows,
Yep.
but they're both within 10 feet, so
They
it
are.
should work.
Roll me,
Alright.
put your sound burst into chat.
Okie dokie.
The spell that was so effectively used against the party, Cassandra had to learn it.
Yeah. That is
first
true.
one gets a 9, which I believe is a critical failure, so they'll take double damage.
Oh. And he might be stunned.
Yep. Second one gets a 13, so that's a failure. So, on a critical failure, which is the first one back here, the one that just shot Nim, they're going to take double damage, and they are deafened for 1 minute and stunned 1, so they'll lose an action on the next turn. But they're going to take 22 points of damage, which will definitely make him look bad. And then this one is going to take 11. So that will bring it down to this. Alright, Cassandra, do you have anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I think I have one more left. I'm not sure if it can reach it or not. Can I? Damn it! I don't know how to do that. Aha! Can I hit that guy with my bow?
It is 60 feet away, so yeah.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and hit him with my.
Okay, this will be
bow.
your first attack because the sound burst doesn't actually have the attack tag in it.
Gucci gang. That's my fist.
13, however, will miss.
I can't win them all.
Yep. Next up is this Tengu Sneak. They are going to stride twice. Perfect. They can get right where I want them to. And then they're going to attempt to peck Lynx's eyes.
Don't like that.
27 to hit.
Birds.
That's a critical success.
That's a critical success.
Oh, God.
It's going
my
to
AC
then.
17.
So you're going to take 6 points of damage from the strike.
Okay.
You're going to also take 4 points of sneak attack, so 10 points of damage in total. And then it's going to use its reaction to have you attempt a fortitude save as it pecked you in the eye.
My God.
A 14 is a failure. You are blinded for 1 round.
I quickly turn with my blind eye so that it pecks my blind eye.
Oh,
Smart.
dear.
Talk about turning a blind eye to the situation.
But
Hero points?
No, I'm not using a hero point on that.
No, for the pun.
No. Chat can buy you your hero
Ow.
points. Lynx, it's your turn. You are blinded. So everything is concealed to you, so in order to hit them, you'll need to roll a DC 5 flat check.
Oh, it's not bad.
It's not terrible. If you would have critically failed, you would have been blinded until you were healed to max HP.
Ooh,
Damn.
yuck. So, am I just rolling like a D20?
Yep, it's just a D20. You need a 5 or better. There's a fly in my room.
Okay, I'm using the hero point on that one.
There you go, okay? What would you like to do?
You just need a 5 or better. Rolls a 4. What I would like to do is ruin these birds in one fell swoop. What's going to actually happen is... Sorry.
Foul swoop.
I love it.
I gotta
I'll
give
be-
you a for one of those. That's 2 good ones in a row.
That's 2 really good
Yeah,
ones
it
in
is.
a row. I'm proud of you, Abby.
That's all I get is appreciation. You know what? It's
Here is
Was rolling that D20 my first action? Just out of curiosity.
No, rolling that D20 was just to see if your first action could hit.
No problem. So, sorry, this is a really technical question. Does that mean that if I were to like take a back step and then lob a bomb, it might miss?
So no, I'd let you say that check was for you, the action of throwing your bomb.
No problem.
Yep.
So what I am going to do then is backstep 5 feet right over here
Okay.
and drop an alchemist's fire as I go.
All right.
That's a 16 to hit, which I assume misses.
A 16 on the Tengu Snakes
Wait.
roll.
That's actually not counting my item bonus. That's good to know. So that's actually a 17.
A 17 will still miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
But they'll still take the point of splash damage.
That is 2. I'm gonna roll this just because it has all the damage.
Yep.
It's just 2 fire splash, and I'm not sure if the additional damage is also added, even if it doesn't hit.
The persistence only added if you hit.
And it's only taking 2 fire damage.
That's still damage. Next up is unless
I have
you
one more action.
One more action. Sorry.
I do have one more action.
Yes, I'm very bad at that tonight. My apologies.
It's okay. For one of them, it didn't help that like. So for those of you who are just now realizing that we're running on like an action basis and everything, when I upgraded to level 3, I took Quick Bomber. I can now grab bomb and throw bomb in one turn. Excuse me. When I upgraded to level 2. I can now grab and throw bomb as one action instead of 2 actions, which is very nice, but only if you can hit things.
Yes.
For second action, I'm just gonna see if I can fire with my alchemist crossbow,
Yep.
because tonight's just not going well.
Technically, it's a third action because you step back.
Thank you.
Yep. Roll me a d20 to see
Second
if you can
attack. Ooh, okay.
hit. 3
No.
will miss. The blindness
I
apparently.
wish I
leads
were
you.
dead.
You really relied on that one good eye.
You really
Yeah, I
do.
sure did.
Ray. Honestly, I'm
Let's
happy they got to use the
go.
peck someone's eye out feature that they have.
Yeah, on the blind guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The half-blind guy.
You were the only one they
Yikes.
could get to.
Yeah, it's okay.
I move over to this guy, and then I punch him.
A 26 will hit for 10 points.
Then I do it again,
A 23 will hit for 6 points.
and then one more time.
You have to... Yeah, you can have flurry of blows, but an 18 will miss. All right. Nim, I see that you were planning an electrical arc there.
Of course. Yeah, I'm gonna zap the two guys closest to me.
All right. I'll
as
make
soon as
their
roll
reflex
20.
saves if you'll put the spell into chat.
I would
Maybe
love to.
someday.
Roll 20 is just taking 300 years.
Yeah, roll 20 will do that. 6
Years
points.
later.
First one, this will be the one beside Ray. 25. Second one will be the one by the bench. 16. So the second one will
Yay.
fail, but the one from Ray will succeed, so they'll only take 3. And the other one
Okay, it
will
was the one by the bench that nailed me with the arrow, so I'm glad it's him.
Yes, he'll take that. Alrighty, and... Boom, now is time for the bench. And it was the one back here that nailed you through the arrow. The one at the bench hasn't acted yet.
Well...
They are going to go to here to put Ray into flanking.
Isn't that one stunned?
It's stunned 1, so it loses 1 of its actions.
Oh. Yes, okay.
And then it will use its second and final action to peck Ray's eye out. 19 to hit Ray.
Ow.
That should hit, but it won't critically hit. So you're going to take 6 points of piercing damage from the beak and 5 points of sneak attack damage because you're flat-footed.
Okay.
So 11 points in total.
Which is pretty horrible to visualize if you think about it. A human-sized bird pecking you with its face.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one's going to go. You know what? Their bow did them well. They're going to keep firing in at Nim. 12?
Haha! No!
18.
Haha! Yes!
4 points of piercing damage.
Oh, hubris.
Oh, am I right?
But hubris.
I'm rolling their beak. My apologies. It's the same roll, but it's going to be less damage. So I'll re-roll the number 2. I'll re-roll those strikes. So a 19 for 4 and a natural 1 for nothing. So take 4 points of damage from the bow. And then with its third action, it's going to get a 19 to hit you for 3.
Oh, God, okay.
We're dead.
So 7 points in total.
3. We're 5.
You know, these guys are all looking really rough. Cassandra, it's your turn.
Well,
Professor, help. We're still incompetent.
if it is our last thing for the day, then I mean that one can't move for another round, I guess. So I'm gonna sound burst, but just so it doesn't hit Ray and it only hits the one there.
Okay, you can do that. It'll make a fortitude save. Roll me your sound burst.
Okie dokie. Come on, sound burst. Let's fucking go.
You could put it in the middle and get them both, but that's fine.
Oh wait, but then wouldn't I hit Ray too?
Yes, you would hit Ray, but that's the point.
Not really a problem.
23 will succeed, so they'll take half, which will be 5 points of sonic damage, which they're not looking good.
And then I'm going to use my last action to shoot the one that's already stunned.
Okay,
Okie dokie.
roll the hit.
Where do I get? There it is. All right. So that's unarmed. Okay, there we go.
And miss.
Ah.
All right. This one's just
Sure.
going to try to peck Ray's eye out. 24 to hit. Should do it for 5 points of damage. Second one will be a 20 for 3. And third one will be a 15, which will miss you. And they'll get 2 bets to sneak attack. So in total, you'll take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of damage, Ray.
So I'm unconscious.
Okay?
Oh my god.
Ray is unconscious as a Tengu peck setter. As you guys see that happening, you can see on the screens that another team has made it across the finish line.
Son of a bitch.
This one appears to be a pack of gnolls.
Ooh.
Lynx.
Lynx is going. Damn, this looks awful.
Did I not get on the initiative order?
Oh my goodness.
Professor.
I'm sorry, Chip.
I should have reminded you. I know this is a little awkward with me not being able to roll and stuff.
It's all good. We'll have you take your turn now.
All right. I was going to heal. Actually, hold on.
He technically needs 2 turns.
Yes, he does.
All right. Well, I'm going to step diagonally up to the left to put me within 5 inches of both, I think, Nim and Shy, or
yes,
right.
You're good.
And then I think I can do this. I'm gonna do a heal check on both of them.
Yes, you can. They'll both get 2d8
right.
plus 3.
2d8 plus 3 for each of them.
All right. So
Nice.
Ray gets 17. Nim gets 7.
I'll take it.
Still
And sadly, I
7.
cannot do that for another 10 minutes. So,
And now Ray
which is an
no longer
eternity in
unconscious.
combat.
All right. And then because I missed your first turn and your second turn, what would you like out of that?
For my second turn, then, I'm going to take a step back to where I was originally standing.
Yep.
I'm going to focus on that one crow who was stunned ever so much.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and strategically assess some vulnerability in him, and I'm going to take a strategic striking pistol shot at his face.
23 will do it for 10 points of damage, and that will take him out.
Strategically
Aha.
shoots you in the face.
All right. Anything else? Or is that's it? Because he's
Seems
strategic.
his goose is cooked.
Yes.
No, that's terrible.
Lynx.
This is the best the professor can do, guys. He's
It's
an academic.
your turn.
Sure. Does the professor still not have, 3 more actions?
No, his first turn was sent stepping and then healing, and then the second one he stepped back, he studied the target and then shot them.
Oh, that's right. That
Yep.
That is an act. Yeah.
Which means I'm going to... Oh, wait, no, the target was dead. Never mind.
You took the target out.
Damn it.
And as
Oh,
you shot this
no.
Tengu Sneak in the head, it exploded into a bunch of ravens that went flying up.
Oh. That's dramatic.
That is dramatic. It makes me kind of sad.
Well, this way you're not actually killing a person, you're just killing a construct.
That's fair.
Oh, kind of hate that, but yeah. Lynx is going to fire crossbow, reload, and fire again.
Okay. 17 will miss, unfortunately. 16
means
will
that will
miss.
miss,
Would you like to
too.
use a hero point to re-roll either of those?
I would, because we're close to the end of the night, so I'm
Yep.
going to re-roll the first one.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lynx. I'm so sorry.
Oh, dear.
I'm so sorry, Lynx. Ray.
But remember that nice thing you did earlier.
Yeah, you did that very nice thing. Oh god, Lynx. I'm so sorry. Roll 20, man.
Do I need to roll like a will save?
What do you mean?
Like, am I good with the healing? Am I
Yeah,
not
you're good. You got
unconscious
healed
anymore?
up. You can stand up and punch this thing in the face if you want.
All right, let's do that.
Okay. 10
Oh,
will miss.
That's a bad one.
Second attack
One more.
misses. You still have one more action. You could make a third strike because you can flurry of
Okay.
blows and miss.
Nope.
Okay.
Still bad.
Nim.
All right, I'm going to point at the mother clucker who keeps shooting me, and just say, enough is enough, and I'm going to cast harm at a second level.
Oh.
Stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
All right.
It's time to stop.
So
Hey, perfect. That worked.
Cool. So is that 2d8 plus? How is that? It should be 2d8 plus 16.
Yes, it's only rolling 1d8. Weird. I will correct that spell in the future. My bad. So roll me a d8 and we'll add another 8 to it.
Cool.
The harm and heal spells, unfortunately, like the way they're macroed in, you have to almost custom macro them, I'm noticing. So that'll be 8.
All right.
13
So
points of
plus an
damage,
extra
so
13.
28. And that's
There we
against
go.
your spell DC, which they will...
Which is 19. He critically fails! He critically fails!
56 points of damage.
Whoa!
What?
Good lord!
There's not even like the constructs of it. All the crows are just like dead.
Yeah,
on
all the crows are just
ground.
dead on the ground.
The wrath of the stars. Goodness gracious.
He said enough, and it was enough.
Anything else you'd like to do
No.
now?
Cease.
You know what? I technically do have a third action.
You do.
I just cast guidance as myself, like
Okay.
on myself, and just be like, "Good job, Nim. You
I
did it."
am that bitch, aren't I?
Chip, there's one more in front of you.
Oh, well, back to me again already?
Yes.
Pew pew.
Yeah, I'm just going to strategically assess this one and try and put some lead into his feathers.
Unfortunately, you'll... Oh, that's this... Unfortunately, you'll miss.
Second normal shot then.
And that will miss as well.
Curses.
You love
That's
to
it
see
for
it.
me.
Cassandra.
Oh, do I want to try this? Do I want to try?
You might as well.
I'm going to brain drain it.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
You can do it. You can do it.
3 mental damage.
A will save. Watch
Gotta
this be
be
a
a nice-
natural 20. A critical failure!
That's a critical fail.
It takes 6 damage, and what else? I want to sort through all of their stolen memories.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
You will. You will remember fond times behind a bar bartending. And then you just see all the brain drained crows on the ground because that crit took him out.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Wieners.
hand on his face, and I just watched his brain melt away.
Ah.
That's dark.
Yes.
I turned back.
But I just dealt 56.
I did it.
He did.
It just gives you a high five.
I mean, the magic
McKenna-
users are having a great day.
They are.
McKenna, how do you always find some crazy crap to do in tabletop games?
Would you all like to continue on? You can see the grand dive just ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
booking
we're
it. I'm
booking it.
running.
We book it. We
All
run.
right. And as you guys run into
Seventh
the
place.
bar, you are greeted with cheers and applause as you have all come in. You've come in
Eighth place.
6th place.
Oh, respectable.
Yeah, you've come in 6th place for the qualifier. First place went to the Brighthole Mages Club. Second place went to the Bartenders. They're the favorites to win. Third place went to the Pack. Fourth place went to the Botanic Society. The people carrying the plants that you saw earlier. Oh, thank you for the follow, Vulture987. Fifth place went to the Magdian team. Sixth place went to you. Seventh place went to a group calling themselves the Mixed Adventurers. They are made up of a kobold, an orc, a tiefling, and the tiefling's combat familiar homunculus.
Ooh.
And the last team that makes it by the skin of their teeth is a team of goblins and their goblin dog. The Gob Squad.
God,
I'm actually really glad they made it.
As the final team enters, the gates are closed. You see another team basically get smacked in the face by the closing door. Everyone laughs at them and their bad luck.
Oh.
And
That makes
the
me so
dwarven man in the Stein armor will kind of walk onto the middle of a, think of it as like an old style boxing ring, pull a mic down from midair and say, "Welcome to our final teams who will participate in the Barhola Battle Tournament." And there's a huge amount of erupting applause. Join us tomorrow for our first day of challenges and team fights. But for now, I'm going to take a moment to explain how this tournament will work. Every day for the next... let me bring up my tournament arc stuff. Every day for the next 4 days, each team will participate in a team game as well as 2 team battles, except for the 5th day where they will only participate in 1. For the team games, each team will participate and you will be assigned points depending on how well you place in that game. First place will get 10 points, second will get 8, third will get 6, fourth and fifth will get 4 points, 6 and 7 will get 2 points, and 8th place will get 0 points. For the team battles, if you win a team battle, you will get 10 points. If you lose a team battle, you will get 0 points. And if it is a tie, both teams will get 5 points. After 4 days of this pattern, we'll move on to the final day, which will be a battle royale, where all the teams will be in combat together. Every person you knock out is worth 2 points, and every team that someone knocks out will be worth 10 points. At the end of the battle royale, the team with the most points wins.
Lynx is just gonna nudge the professor and go, "Platinum.
Yes.
Platinum."
And yes,
Also yes.
as you guys are given that spiel, after that you are all basically given your own devices for the evening, and we will join back here next week for the first day of the tournament.
Before we leave, I do have a question for God, because my lovely friend Becky bought me a hero point right after my turn ended.
We'll let this one because it's there. We'll let this one carry over.
Okay.
Because I am
Thank you.
kind and benevolent GM.
Sure, yeah.
That being said, we will pick up here next week with the second day of the tournament. So thank you all so much for coming down. Join us next week for that. During the course of this week, check us out on Twitch. Keep coming back to watch some of the stuff. I'll probably be playing some Genshin Impact or something throughout the week for myself, just for some fun. Otherwise, don't forget to check out the hashtag TabletopTober on Twitter. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. McKenna's been doing some fabulous artwork on Tabletoptober, so make sure to check that out before the month is done. Let's see. Otherwise, I know that Abby, you like to plug your stuff, so go ahead.
Yeah, all my social media is Abby's World to Stage. Although I do want to shout out somebody real quick.
Go ahead.
It's this little small business, this makeup company called Alley Cosmetics Co. She sent me these really cute lip samples. This is one of where's my camera? There it is. Anyway, really hydrating. It's all vegan, cruelty free. Check her out on Instagram. Really
Nice.
sweet. And thanks again for sending these.
And of course, if you are in the States, this is a reminder from your Canadian GM to get out and vote.
Please vote.
Vote early. Vote once. And make sure your voice is heard in your coming election. Otherwise, that's really all that I got for that spiel. So everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. And we will see you on the next one. Don't forget, if you want a chance to have an NPC in the show, tweet about the show with the hashtag LAATTRPG. And yeah, I'm going to get us on a raid, and then we will be out of here.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Have a good one.